Good morning, it's Kinninigan. Please share, like, subscribe. I do need cigarettes if anyone can help me out on the channel. Again, I don't monetize my videos. Trying to get through this heat wave, and I'm running out of cigarettes and marijuana, and I'm becoming very fucking agitated in the heat. I just wanted to say something. Um, the truth about what's going on. Other people are feeling this way, but they're afraid to speak out against it because they're afraid of being called names. I got pretty thick skin, okay, so it doesn't bother me. Secondly, I don't know how, but over a span of 3.5 years on YouTube, I've gotten 35 community guideline strikes. However, I've not gotten a community guideline strike in the past 614 days, which is amazing. I almost feel like YouTube doesn't love me anymore. Um, I've been testing the platform. Trust me, I have. So I don't care. Um, I think one of the reasons is, and I honestly think there's just so much division in this country right now. No one, like for example, they called Trump a Nazi for 4 years straight, right? And then he bombs Iran for Israel. So tell me, how does that work if you're a Nazi? Meanwhile, Democrats were supporting real Nazis in Ukraine. Yeah, whatever. This is why a lot of people are not falling for the being called anti-Semitic shit anymore. They can go shove it. There are threads going out on conspiracy forums. I saw one yesterday pointing out that Iran has a Masonic-looking parliament building with 33 windows. I already told you the other day there are Masonic lodges in Iran. And this has to do with human civilization in general. We're not that advanced as a human civilization. It's one of the reasons I believe in higher forms of intelligence. Because if you think humans are it, we're not. Um, what I was going to say is, first of all, we don't owe Israel anything. We spilled a lot of American blood in World War II, taking down the quote unquote the Nazis. Although that whole war is questionable if you know the truth about it. But let's just go with the mainstream thing on that. Yeah, and then they get to set up the state of Israel, and magically they denied it for years, but they can't anymore. Israel has 300 nuclear weapons. I think it's time that we disconnect Israel from the bosom of the United States, close our borders, bring all of our troops home from around the world. And this is where there's a divide right now. We were told for Trump that it was going to be peace through strength, no more foreign wars. I mean, this shit was so predictable. People saw it coming a mile away. And now today, the 24th, is a Masonic holiday of St. John the Baptist. Just like clockwork, they bombed the Fordo facility on the summer solstice. I told you that was a date you need to watch for. And what did they call it? They called it Operation Hammer. Well, that's really interesting because in Ragnarok, in the Viking pantheon, that's what starts off the events of Armageddon. Thor kills the dragon with his mighty hammer. George R. R. Martin stole the Ragnarok story for Game of Thrones. I don't know if you know that. Robert Baratheon is Thor in Game of Thrones. He starts off the events of Game of Thrones by killing the dragon prince Aegon at the Trident with his mighty hammer. Why the Trident? Because that's the threefold nature of man: astral, mental, and physical in one. Um, so, yeah, all right, Israel has 300 nuclear weapons. Good. If they don't like Iran, if they think let them fucking nuke Iran themselves, okay? We don't need to be spilling any more blood. And here's the other thing. Marjorie Taylor Greene came out with this yesterday. We were promised that we were taking down Mexican drug cartels. Trump declared them a terrorist organization. We were supposed to start taking down Mexican drug cartels because a lot more Americans are dying from fentanyl overdoses than Iranian terrorists. And now, because they're losing their support for this shit, this is where we're at the biggest threat of a terrorist attack. So they could justify us going to war with Iran because, look, they killed Americans. Yeah. Um, I don't think they can get any more deadly than the hundreds of thousands of Americans and children that have been put into child sex trafficking. Pam Bondi's on Fox News again today. She looks like she got more Botox done. Yeah, nice to see you're spending that federal money good. Um, Talking about the Iranian terror threat. Yeah, where's the Epstein list? Suddenly, the Epstein list is not being talked about. The Mexican drug cartels are not being yeah, whatever. Here, so let's go to the next thing. Many years ago, a story came out. They had to admit it in the mainstream that, in case you did not know, during the height of the Cold War, when Russia and the United States were threatening to nuke each other. By the way, no one stepped in to stop that shit, but we're supposed to be, whatever. Um, they came out with this story that during the height of the Cold War, UFOs showed up to our nuclear missile facilities and deactivated our nuclear missiles. So you know what? Iran isn't nuking anyone. Israel isn't nuking anyone. And quite honestly, I don't think anyone can nuke anyone. Because the reality is we share this existence with a few other intelligent life forms. And if you look down on the world that we are not an advanced civilization right now. We've been being held back by Luciferians at every turn whenever the population gets too high. Children become too intelligent. People start looking into, other ways to solve issues besides just fucking terrorist acts, wars, all this fear mongering bullshit, name calling. Everyone's an istophobe now. And I think, so yeah, in case you did not know, here it is
Officers
right
have
here.
shared that almost 70 years ago, they witnessed multiple unidentified aerial phenomenon sightings over 2 U.S. nuclear bases. Shockingly, the men also claimed that these 1964 aerial sightings occurred nearly simultaneously with the spontaneous immobilizing of the base's nuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles, suggesting that whatever or whoever was up there successfully disabled the ICBMs from above.
Now, we have a theory on who this might be. My theory, personally, these are not little green men. The little green men you think about when you think of aliens are actually demonic archons. It took me years of research to figure that one out, but it is what it is. And that comes from the teachings of Aleister Crowley and his alien lamb that channeled the Book of the Law to him. Um, so, yeah, something disabled our nuclear weapons during the Cold War. I got a feeling it was the entities that exist in the hollow earth because we don't share this planet with just humans. Everything in our society and our culture is weaponized. And by the way, Oppenheimer had to admit when he developed nuclear weapons that there's a very good chance that if we detonate a nuclear weapon, we cannot control the chain reaction of the splitting of the atom, and that could wind up that we end all life on planet Earth as we know it. And what's the first thing we do with every new technology? It's either weaponized or they figure out a way to sell it to us to make us debt slaves. And this is getting pathetic. It really is. So first of all, we don't even think nukes. I don't think you can launch a fucking nuke right now. It's all fear porn. And if Israel wants to take care of Iran, let them go nuke Iran themselves. They have 300 nuclear missiles. Well, here's the thing, too. Not all 300 of those missiles are in Israel. Supposedly, they have something called the Samson option. Let me tell you what that is. Israel supposedly strategically put nuclear weapons in all their embassies around the world. So if anyone ever attacks them, they're nuking the rest of the world with them. Yeah, these are the kind of fucking people we gave nuclear weapons to. And we got to hear about Iran enriching uranium. Why Israel has nukes planted in every embassy around the world. We know what the Samson option is. They lie about it. But then again, yeah, it's already told in Babylonian Talmud that they're allowed to lie to Goyim. Yeah, I'm going to pull Babylonian Talmud out on this one. This is just, it's sick, it's disgusting. People aren't falling for it. We don't want another fucking war in the Middle East, and we're tired of it. And now they're losing support. And on top of that, where is the nuclear radiation from the Fordo facility? It's not being reported yet. If there was actually enriching, and by the way, this goes all the way back to 1996 when they were talking about Iran enriching uranium. But somehow it was okay for Israel to magically get 300 nuclear weapons, which they didn't build themselves. In fact, most of the military equipment used by Israel was created by the United States. So the blood we spilled during World War II wasn't enough. Crucifying Jesus wasn't enough. Um, you know, keeping us in a constant state of war every time they get the right president to go along with it isn't enough for them. 9/11, the first Iraq war, and people are sick of it. We were told that we were going to declare war against Mexican drug cartels, and people actually supported that. So, no, I'm not being anti Semitic. I'm actually being human for once. And two, there is something watching humans, whether you want to admit it or not. And yes, our nuclear weapons were disabled during the Cold War because there are other repercussions of detonating nuclear weapons that humans probably can't wrap their minds around. Yeah, you could thank Common Core communist education for that one. And, this is. Yeah, if Israel wants to start a war with Iran, let them start it and let them finish it themselves. People are tired of it. Um, so yeah, we're at a very high alert for a terrorist attack in the next few days. Hopefully, it doesn't happen. They need to try to win support because they're losing it pretty quickly. The Democrats are having a hard time. I mean, they called Trump a Nazi for 4 years. How the fucking Nazis bomb Iran for Israel? How does that even work? I don't know. Whatever. It's probably why you shouldn't resort to well, it's because most Democrats are a bunch of psychopaths. That's why. So yeah, I'll pin this as a top comment. If you did not know, our nukes were already disabled in 1964 around nuclear bases during the height of the Cold War. So yeah, I don't think anyone's nuking anyone. People have had it. I've been trying to educate people, on what the real threats to our existence are. And it is the Draconians. They are parasites. And most of the destruction that comes on this planet comes to humans doing it to other humans who are in their service, in their secret societies, invoking their demons in black magic rituals, which is what I'm going to go over when I do the lecture on the creation of demonic realms and how mass casualty events create these realms. Um, but again, trying to get through this heat wave. We have 2 more days. I seriously need to stock up on supplies. I'd appreciate any support. Um, let's see, no cigarettes, no weed. Yeah, it ain't gonna be a fun 2 days. I get cranky when I don't know. And I just got an alert on my phone for the heat. Yeah, tell me something I don't know. Um, so yeah, there goes the first thing. We don't even know if nuclear weapons can be detonated right now. Something already shut, and they had to admit this to the public on mainstream media. This ain't even in some conspiracy show. This isn't ancient aliens talking about it. This was reported on CNN. This was reported to Congress in public hearings. because they had to admit, yeah, we couldn't even launch our nukes. They were disabled, and we don't know what did it. Well, it might show you there that there are intelligences out there that are more intelligent than humans, native Terran reptilians and Sasquatch probably being two of them, that we coexist on Earth with. And yeah, there's the possibility of Argatha, Hollow Earth, and entities living within the Hollow Earth that may have stopped this because it probably would affect them also. And this is what they push, just the constant fear that someone's going to blow someone up with a nuclear weapon. Yeah, we're sick of it. Yeah, how intelligent are we as a human civilization when this is all we do? I watch a lot of sci-fi shows, and this is the same reoccurring theme in every sci-fi show. Man makes it to the stars, and the first thing he wants to do is go see what planets he can rape in natural resources and what type of alien technology they can get a hold of to weaponize it. Nothing new under the sun. This is the way our civilization is taught to think, and because we're being run by reptilian psychopaths. What else do? And they control them through secret societies, and a lot of people orchestrating all this shit. People are seeing right through it. People aren't buying the bullshit anymore, and they're losing their ability to push fear porn on people. That's what happens when you call people Nazis for 4 years. You know, Trump was a Nazi, and now he just bombed Iran for Israel. So how does that even work if you're a Nazi? Anyone want to explain or tell me? Yeah. So now there's a big divide in our country right now. People who they don't support this. We're just saying if Israel wants to go take Iran out, let them do it themselves. We already given them enough American blood, enough American military equipment, and we were promised that we were going to have a war with Mexican drug cartels and getting rid of all the illegal immigrants in the United States and peace through strength. No more wars. We're going to end the wars. I hate. Well, it isn't anti-Semitic. It's the truth. Every war for the past 40 years, specifically in the Middle East, has been orchestrated by Israel. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of lives lost in the Middle East because Israel has a vendetta with all non-goyim in the Middle East. Whatever. Maybe you should fucking move Israel to somewhere else on the planet. Just saying. If I'm living in a neighborhood where all my neighbors hate me, I'm probably not going to live there too long. Like I said, it's time to remove these people from the bosom of the United States, close our fucking borders, bring all of our troops home, and start going after the real enemies killing Americans like drug cartels in China, pushing fentanyl in this country. I don't think Iran is even enriching uranium. Where's the nuclear fallout? You know, we hear this constant fear porn. Oh, Iran's good. You got 300 nuclear weapons, Israel. If Iran's such a threat, nuke them, then lob a nuke at them yourselves and deal with the consequences of it. Are you afraid the rest of the world's going to hate you if you do that? Yeah. At this point, I don't think you're gaining any more support for what you're doing. People are seeing right through the bullshit. People are waking up to the idea that the Iranian parliament building looks like a Masonic building. There are Masonic lodges in Iran and Ukraine. Like, what are we doing here? Go get the Freemason to work out a peace deal for you. Yeah, they like to claim that they're this high secret society that's got big political connections all around the world. Well, let them do something fucking good for once. And you just so happen to bomb the Fordo facility on the summer solstice, and you named it Operation Hammer, which Thor and his hammer are the events that kick off Ragnarok. Yeah, I do know my occult symbolism, and nothing new under the sun. Luciferians aren't too creative, especially with the names and shit they come up with. That's how we call out other bullshit. You had to call it Operation Hammer, right? Yeah. Not all of us have been dumbed down with Common Core education. Look, yeah, I graduated high school in 1995. That's before Obama got into office and dumbed the American population down with his Common Core education, teaching kids that there's 200 genders instead of teaching them mathematics anymore. So, yeah, I'm getting crazy from the heat. I don't care, though. It's the same shit, different country every time. First it was Iraq, and then it was Syria, and then it was Afghanistan. Now it's fucking Iraq. They're running out of countries in the Middle East to go after, right? Just saying. Um, People have had it with the fear porn. People have had it with the whole nuclear fear porn bullshit. Also, I don't even think you can launch a nuke right now, or maybe we can. I don't know. Maybe Israel's going to try that out. Go ahead, Israel. Go nuke Iran. You hate them so much. Anyway, I'll pin it. Yeah, in case you did not know this, um, our nukes were shut off in 1964. They witnessed UFOs around the nuclear facilities, and it was reported in the mainstream. I don't think anyone's nuking anyone on this planet. And I don't think I'm going to see it in my lifetime, but I think it's time for human civilization to start growing up. And that's not going to happen unless one thing happens. And you've heard me say it multiple times, we cannot coexist with Luciferians. They serve different masters, okay? And apparently their black magic isn't working anymore. Because your propaganda spells aren't working anymore. God works in mysterious ways, I'm telling you. So anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. If you could support the channel, I would appreciate it. I always need cigarettes. I need weed. I don't monetize my videos. I don't. Um, yeah, that's about it. The heat's starting to get to me already. I've been trying to stay hydrated, but I'm getting cranky. I don't like being cranky. I'm trying to light a fire under people's asses so they realize how pathetic this is, that human civilization, this shit that we're involved in, this constant fear porn shit. People have had it. I've had it. You know who really runs this planet? People like me who research real topics and find the truth about them, and scientists. Because scientists are the ones who actually invent shit. Unfortunately, scientists get their technology and discoveries stolen off them all the time by psychopathic Luciferians who want to do nothing but weaponize it, figure out ways they can kill multiple people from behind enemy lines from miles away. There's no fucking honor in battle anymore. There are no more wars anymore. There's this fucking lobbing missiles at each other shit. Yeah. You know, in ancient Rome, if you had a problem with one of your, wars were done in a matter of hours in ancient Rome. That's how it was done. You lined your troops up, they lined their troops up, you went to battle for a couple hours, and whoever had the most standing at the end of the battle won, and it was over within a day. We spent 20 years in Afghanistan compared to like battles that took 2 hours in ancient times. Yeah. Yeah, we're really evolving as a civilization, aren't we? Just dragged out mass human sacrifice. That's all the fuck it is. And people, all the wars recently revolve around one country. And yeah, that even ties directly to Ukraine, if you know anything about the Bolsheviks and the infiltration of Russia, which happened as per Albert Pike predicted in World War One. That's the other reason why they're fulfilling the prophecy of Albert Pike. I've already covered the three world wars from Albert Pike. But at the end of the day, I don't think there's going to be nuclear Armageddon. Because sounds like the aliens had to step in 1964 because the kids were getting out of hand again, threatening to blow up each other. Yeah, it's time to move on as a human civilization. We need to stop being the world's policemen and getting dragged into these fucking wars. It's getting pretty pathetic, and people are getting pissed at it. Yeah, it's 2025, and we're still going to war because people telling each other, "My God's better than your God." Yeah, grow the fuck up. We've already given Israel enough. We're not being anti-Semitic. They have 300 nuclear weapons, military equipment we gave them, financial aid every year in billions of dollars, and every one of those bunker buster bombs that we dropped for them cost $500 million a piece. We dropped 6 of them. That's $3 billion that we don't fucking have because our country's broke right now. Plus the 30 cruise missiles. That operation alone cost us billions of dollars. And we don't even think it worked because where's the nuclear fallout from the Fordo site? No radiation is being reported, which means one of two things. The facility is deeper underground than our bombs can penetrate to, or the whole thing was bullshit to start with. Now, if we used our bunker buster bombs to destroy underground child trafficking tunnels, that's something I could support. Yeah. Anyway, that's all for my rant this morning. I don't know what else to tell people. But it's not working out the way they planned this time. Well, what'd you expect? People saw this coming from a mile away. You know, apparently, why Joe Biden was in office wearing a fucking rubber mask, whoever played Joe Biden, shitting his pants and not even knowing where the fuck he was half the time. Iran suddenly decided not to enrich uranium for 4 years, right? Now, as soon as Trump gets in office, now it's an issue. Now they're 2 weeks away from making a nuclear bomb. Yeah, let the fucking aliens deal with it. First of all, I don't even think they can detonate a nuke. So, or, you know what? I'm not even going with that fucking conspiracy. It ain't gonna work on me. I'll tell you. Some people think they're gonna allow a nuclear weapon to be detonated, and then Project Bluebeam, the false flag alien invasion. No, yeah, screw that. That ain't gonna work. That isn't gonna work either. All I could say is, It's time for human civilization to grow up. We've been going through this same shit for thousands of years. This is why I refuse to believe humans are the apex of intelligence in the universe. We're not. So yeah, the more you know. Our nukes were already shut off in the Cold War because yeah, so nobody's nuking anyone. Or if our nukes do work, let Israel deal with Iran. Let them nuke Iran and deal with the consequences. America needs to stay the hell out of it. Bring all of our forces out of the Middle East. Bring them home. Close the fucking border and start going after cartels and the damage the CCP has done to this country. You know who makes out at the end of this? China. You want to know why? China hasn't been depleting their military stocks by giving Ukraine thousands of fucking missiles, by now using high missiles to bomb Iran. This depletes our U.S. military supply. Meanwhile, China isn't really bombing anyone right now. Russia is, obviously. What do you think they prolonged the war in Ukraine for? That they're trying to deplete Russia's arsenal. Yeah, good luck with that one. And the only one that makes out in this is I guess the Mexican drug cartels in China. Because China is building more military missiles every day. They're not using them. They're stocking up their military weapons. And they're making more fentanyl to give the drug cartels to bring over the border to poison Americans. Yeah. So as long as we stay distracted for Israel, I'm sure the Mexican drug cartels are loving that one. Anyway, we don't need another war. It's time for human civilization to grow up. And we've had it. But sadly, I think there's going to be a major terrorist attack to try to win support for the war in Israel now. And of course, it's going to be 21 Iranians. We're going to find their fucking passports at the. Something's going to blow up, and magically a fucking passport's going to show up that shows they're Iranian this time. Yeah, whatever. I don't think you're going to have the support. Um, we want the Epstein list and pedophiles exposed. We were promised that. That's made it out of the fucking news recently again. And we were told that we were going after Mexican drug cartels. So anyway, questions or comments, leave them below. Try not to get angry. I don't need to die of heat stroke. My blood pressure's going up. Makes me angry when I think about. Besides, I hate not being able to buy a pack of cigarettes and having to talk about billions of fucking dollars wasted in military bombs killing other humans. Yeah, yeah. Because all that money was basically stolen off U.S. taxpayers. Who do you think paid for those bunker buster bombs? You did. And we just dropped about $3 billion worth on Iran for Israel. Are we getting that money back? No, I don't think so. Actually, it costs more than that. We also shot 30 cruise missiles. I'm pretty damn sure they're expensive too. Anyway, think I'm gonna go listen to War Pigs from Black Sabbath. play it on. I could actually kind of play that on guitar. Yeah, let's go listen to War Pigs from Black Sabbath. Generals gathered in their masses just like witches at black masses. At least Ozzy used to write good music. Before his fucking brain got fried. Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. You could support the channel, I would appreciate it. Yeah, if you can support the channel, all the links are in the description. I recently had someone sign up to Patreon. I appreciate the support. You can also sign up there to support me. And just gotta get through this heat for the next 2 days. And hopefully there's no terrorist attacks today. But if there is, I honestly don't think a terrorist attack is going to work out the way they think. Because a lot of people are feeling the way I just told you. I read a lot of forums. It's one of the things I'm good at. I observe things, I can analyze things, I go through websites, comment sections, and I see what the people are thinking and feeling. And it's basically what I just said to you. And there is a big divide within going all the way right up to Congress. Because we were promised no more wars, no more fucking Middle Eastern wars. We were told that we were going after drug cartels. The Epstein list was going to be released. The P. Diddy shit was going to be released. But now all of a sudden, the drug traffickers and pedophiles are put to the side now so we can go bomb Iran. Like I said, let Israel deal with it. Israel has 300 nuclear weapons. Let them go nuke Iran if they hate them so much. I'm not even going to go down that path right now. I was going to say this is the same shit that happened with Jesus. When it was actually the 72 Pharisees that condemned Jesus to be crucified, and they blamed it on the Jews and the Romans, so they didn't have to take responsibility for it. Same shit. Nothing new under the sun. Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. God bless and take care.